It's a good AGam in Kansas morning. Good morning. Let's take a look and see what's coming up today. First, enjoy tips to help better manage the people in your cattle operation. Then Keith Belk shares his thoughts on the genetics of meat science. And Steve Berger discusses the development of mucosal vaccines for swine. Next, Brett Chilcott with AgEagle Arial Systems discusses their UAV's uses for agriculture. And we'll end with a look at the new Equine Performance and Testing Center at K-State. Stay with us. Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Hello folks, Dr. Nels Lindberg here with Production Animal Consultation and Animal Medical Center out of Great Bend, Kansas. Today we want to talk about people. And people is something we have to deal with every day, whether you employ them or they're part of your team, or they're not part of your team and you don't employ them. You still deal with people on a daily basis, inside your operation or outside of your operation. And so today here we've got Luke Knight here. We're at Knight Feed Yard in Lyons, Kansas. And Luke here's the manager of this feed yard. And so as we think about people, Luke, tell me what is your number one issue or challenge on a daily basis or that you deal with here?
Well, I think the hardest part for me has been getting people to buy into what we're trying to do.
Sure.
I think it's important for me as a manager to lead my people in the direction that we're trying to go and be clear to them what's expected of them. And so my biggest challenge has been to try to show people the direction we're wanting them to go.
Yeah, so really when we think about that, it's about expectations and clearly telling them their expectations, as well as sharing what the yard's purpose or vision or goal is, and that is our why, why we do what we do here. So at Knight Feed Yard, our why, and most beef producers, is we produce great, awesome, wholesome beef, right?
Yep.
And so as we think about expectations, what's one way that you do those things or relay those to them? How do they know?
So I think the easiest thing to do is just set them down, explain what direction we're trying to go as a yard and what their role is and how they can help us achieve that goal that we're after. Just being very clear with them. No gray area, just
Sure.
black and white, explaining how they can contribute and what we expect on a daily basis.
Yeah, so that's perfect. And so in our setting, in any setting, in the ag business, whatever it might be, we all have teams that we work with, again, whether we employ them or not employ them, but we need to think about sitting down with our people, sitting down with them on a regular basis, weekly, monthly, whatever it might be, daily even. But we need to help our people understand their why. Why do they do what they do every day? We need to share what is our purpose with our people so they can know what their purpose is and what the operations purpose is so they can help carry out those goals. And in that process, that really is about our expectations. And so once you start lining out those sort of things, what their why is, what our purpose is, and our visions and expectations, I think if you do that regularly, routinely, tell them time and time again, awesome things can begin to happen. So give those things some thought. So Luke, keep after it. Thanks for your time, everybody, and give those words some thought, and you guys keep after it too. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Clark Victory. I grew up right here on this little ranch near Chelsea, Oklahoma. Roped and ranched all my life, and a few years ago I had an injury that created what they call a frozen shoulder in layman's terms. It got to the point that I couldn't reach, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do anything. After speaking with the surgeon in Tulsa, he finally told me that he could make my shoulder better if he did surgery, but he absolutely couldn't fix it. I decided that, maybe I better listen to my friend John, and I called Kansas Regenerative Medical Center. I talked to Patrick Farley and was just excited about the whole aspect of going up there and having the opportunity to focus on getting better. The next morning at 8:30, went into the clinic, did the stem cell replacement. By 12:30, my wife and I had lunch and was driving back to Chelsea. I feel better. We work around here. Some days we work pretty hard around here, and like any older guy does, I get pretty sore, pretty tired, but my right shoulder doesn't get sore. It's like a baby's arm.
Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego is driven by the spirit of American ingenuity. Come in for a new Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV. If we don't have exactly what you want, we'll find it for you. And we also have a great selection of used cars. We make sure you have an easy, fun, and transparent sales experience that saves you time and money. But if you want high-pressure salesmen an hour spent in the finance office, you'll just have to go elsewhere. Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're making car buying great again.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
You know, the two things that are most important to consumers when they make a purchasing decision is food safety and eating satisfaction. In other words, how does the product perform for them, given an expectation for that performance that's based on how much we ask them to pay for it. And so the first thing that we've tried to do as an industry is we've used marbling to try and address that. And we select for marbling scores. We have EPDs for marbling scores. But in truth, we haven't appeared to have made a lot of genetic progress, because we actually produce fewer choice and prime carcasses today than we produced in the 1970s by quite a distance. And so the issue becomes, if we do see any improvement, what was the reason for that improvement? Was it because we have modified the population genome by selecting for specific genes? In our case, it doesn't appear to be so. It appears to be that any improvements that we've made in marbling score have been merely the consequence of changing the hide color of our population. There's a number of reasons for that. One of the reasons is that we don't have a good pricing mechanism that sends appropriate signals to producers on what they should emphasize in their genetic selection. That's the first problem. But another more important and concerning problem to me is that we do have EPDs for all of these characteristics, and I know lots of people that utilize them. I know there's some that don't. But yet we've failed to really show substantial genetic improvement. And so my question becomes, why is that so? And I think it's so because perhaps it's not just the genome of the animal that we should be selecting against. Perhaps it should be the genome of the animal and the microbiota that live in and around the animal that we should be selecting for. Perhaps what animal geneticists might be thinking about looking for in the future is not only selecting for gene expression that occurs in the genome of cattle, but also gene expression that occurs in the genome of the microbiome. So all of the organisms that live together inside an animal. And moving forward, if we do want to then make true progress, genetic progress, that results in a phenotype of, for example, improved eating satisfaction, that we select for those across a wider genome than the way we've thought about it historically.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org. This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
Hi, I'm Steve Berger from Aptimmune Biologics in Champaign, Illinois, and I am the development director for the preparation of our vaccine formulation. So Aptimmune is developing mucosal vaccines for swine, particularly against two diseases, PRRS virus, which is a deadly and very costly disease for swine practitioners, as well as influenza, swine influenza virus. So Aptimmune is preparing to commercialize our vaccine in the industry, and we're preparing for a Series B round of financing, and so we are visiting with prospective investors and also technology partners that may be interested in supporting us in this endeavor. We are only dealing with pigs and swine diseases at this time, although the technology platform may lend itself to other species such as cattle. The Aptimmune mission is focused on swine. Well, this is a novel formulation of vaccines. Typically, vaccines are administered to production animals intramuscularly or subcutaneously. Our vaccine formulation is actually administered intranasally, which we believe is responsible for stimulating a robust immune response in the mucosal surfaces where these diseases have the biggest impact. And so the immune response that's elicited against the mucosal surfaces then helps those animals to survive a real life challenge of these difficult diseases. And the technology that Aptimmune has licensed has come out of both the University of Illinois as well as Ohio State. This formulation has been demonstrated to be superior over traditional vaccine approaches. And we most recently have completed a study and also have confirmed that.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers, farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Clyde Sutton, Nest City, Kansas. Lived on this place all my life. About a year and a half ago, got to where I couldn't saddle a horse. The pain was terrible. Read about stem cell. First it wasn't for me, then they started doing neck and back. Before I went down to Manhattan, the pain I was having from my neck down to my hand was curling my hand back. Some people had thought I almost had a stroke, and my shoulder had drawed up. I couldn't lift, I couldn't sleep, I really couldn't do anything, and was scheduled to be operated on, but was scared of the knife, I guess. Went and had it done. As you can see, I saddled a horse. I'm still building fence. Love to shoot a shotgun rifle, and I'm able to participate, not like I used to, but nevertheless I can do the things I used to do. And I want to personally thank the doctors, nurses, staff at Kansas Regenerative Medicine for the opportunity they give me to have my life back again.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Corn. Learn more at kscorn.com.
Well, AgEagle was real pleased to welcome the Kansas Farm Bureau folks. We had about 40 of our good friends out here watching the AgEagle fly, and they even had a chance to tour our facility there in Neodesha. AgEagle got started. We were making composite parts, fiberglass parts for trucks and the wind turbine industry. And one of our employees learned about Kansas State University working with basically robotic aircraft or model airplanes at this time, of surveying crops, and we learned about the benefits. And the employee knew that I had a background of aviation and also model aviation, and suggested that I reach out to them to see if there's a potential of collaborating together. And so we did. We built some aircraft for them, and I learned about the technology there. This was about 3 years ago, and I learned at that time that this is a brand new technology that's going to really benefit farmers. I felt like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates on the start of the computer industry, of the UAV ag industry. And I knew that if we could develop this technology with Kansas State's help and focus on the benefits to the farmer, not benefits on the technology, but make the technology work for the farmer, and so it would save them money, the technology, that it was a win-win situation. There was a good opportunity. So basically, Kansas State University helped transfer the technology to us in Neodesha so we could start a Kansas-based firm focusing on agriculture and robotic aircraft. The real benefit of this is not the aircraft. The benefit is the images that the aircraft captures and the data that's created from that image. The end result can be a georeferenced image or a prescription map that's used in the chemical applicator, so that will ultimately turn the nozzles on and off so you apply the chemicals and material only where it's needed and at the right amount that's needed. Ultimately, it saves the farmer a lot of money. As far as a true dollar value, I think it's too early to tell. This technology is less than 2 years old, and I don't think there's been enough study to really support a percentage. However, some folks are supporting that it's somewhere around 20% a farmer could save reduction of chemicals. But there'll be a lot of studies. In fact, we'll be doing some studies this year to validate that. So the folks that are investing in this technology, the AgEagle, have been farmers, mostly larger farmers, and also agronomists and some co-ops. So about 50% of our sales have been to farmers, and the other 50% has been to co-ops and crop consultants. So rather than develop a product when we sought out to start the company and then try to sell or apply that product to the customer, we went to the customer and asked them what was important. And we asked them, what is your biggest fear if you would invest in this technology? The biggest fear was, number one, do I have to land it by myself? The second fear was, do I have to take off by myself? The third fear was, how do I make it scan the field? And so against the opposition that people said it couldn't be done, we figured out a way to make the aircraft launch by itself, scan over the field by itself, and land all by itself. It does that all autonomously. You can control this system from your smartphone or your iPad, and while the aircraft's flying, this is a cellular modem that transfers the images from the camera through the cloud to a server, and it processes these images. So by the time the aircraft lands, the agronomist or farmer has an aerial image of their field in a format called NDVI that shows the health of the crop, and so he can do ground truthing immediately after flight. And to add to that, the ground truthing displayed on your iPad shows an icon of where you're standing in relationship to the field. So if there's an area of concern in the field, you can walk directly to those areas and ground truth it. Imagine this, a farmer or agronomy company can have one agronomist at a computer and multiple interns flying multiple AgEagles and calling the intern after he flies a field and say, hey, I see something in the northwest corner of that field that doesn't look right. Would you go get me a tissue sample and bring that back? That agronomist can manage many fields at the same time. Well, how you can learn more about AgEagle is through our internet page, web page at AgEagle.com. That's AGEAGLE.com. Or on Facebook. We have an active Facebook page where some of our customers are posting aerial images and the success stories that they're having.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Dawn Dawson with the Better Horses Radio Show.
For over 9 years, we've been bringing the Better Horses Radio Show to markets all across the Midwest. We talk about God, lots about horses.
We talk about cows, we talk about horse health, we talk to top trainers, and we even talk about Roy Rogers.
We are having a blast with Better Horses Radio Show and would love to take it to a market near you.
So visit our website at betterhorsesradio.com and let us or your local radio station know you'd like to hear it in your area.
The Better Horses Radio Show is unbelievable.
Tarwater Farm and Home has been family owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. What you need for farm and agriculture, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, and so much more. You'll be surprised at what you'll find in this huge store. They have what you need and lots of it. So come take a look. You'll discover that customer service is first and foremost. Always has been with the Tarwaters. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Hello and welcome to Horsing Around. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center. Today, joined with Dr. Warren Beard. He is a full professor here at the College of Veterinary Medicine and is one of the boarded equine surgeons here at the vet school. And welcome, Dr. Beard.
Thank you.
What we're going to talk about here is something that is very exciting here at the college and the Veterinary Health Center, and that's the Equine Performance and Testing Center, which we call the EPTC, that we have up and running here. March 29th, 2017 was the grand opening, and I'd just like to get your perspective of kind of what we use this facility for.
Well, what this does is it replaces our lameness exams in the parking lot from before, and it allows us in areas of secure footing and free of distractions for the horses to examine horses on a variety of surfaces. We're able to examine horses on the straightaway on hard ground. We're able to lunge them on hard ground, lunge them on soft surfaces, and if need be, ride the horses to observe the horses under tack. Additionally, we can use our overground endoscopy for horses that have upper airway abnormalities or suspected upper airway abnormalities. We can observe them under tack, under the condition in which they make the noise, using our overground endoscopy system.
So I think that like having all these things and stabilizing the environment really puts us above the aspect of where we were for sure as far as examination, respiratory, and lameness.
Oh, definitely, and it's safer and it's much more comfortable just being out of the wind, out of the extremes, ice, etc.
Yeah, and when you were talking about just the aspects of differences of lameness and things that we can do in this facility, you said different surfaces. Can you explain a little bit about even the soft surface that we have here in the arena?
Well, I can't recall what it's made out of. Maybe you possibly do, but they're horses. When we examine horses on a hard surface, it's possible that we can make a lameness that's not really real. And it allows us to instantly slide over in the soft ground and say, oh no, that's just a horse that's footsore because we pulled his shoes and he's exercising on a firm surface. Also, there are some horses under certain conditions that will exhibit more lameness on soft ground. Horses with tendon lesions often have a harder time in soft ground than they will in hard ground, so it allows us to sort that out.
Yeah, and other than this arena, what other aspects or what else do we have in this building to use?
Well, we, instead of doing lameness exams outside and then going inside to do our nerve blocks, now we just slide over into the next room and do our nerve blocks, and we will soon have the capability to do all of our x-rays and ultrasound examinations right here, and then we can walk over to the next room and pull them up on the computer and show the clients within just a few moments of taking the films, have them uploaded to our hospital system. And additionally, they have a farrier room, so if horses need corrective shoeing, which many of our horses do, farriers can come in-house and do the corrective work.
That is great. You know, this facility is definitely going to help us out, and I sure appreciate you coming on and just explain a little bit about now that we're open and using the facility. If you guys ever have any questions about any lamenesses or even to donate here for the EPTC or the Equine Center, give us a call at Kansas State Vet School or call the Large Animal Desk at 785-532-5700. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins with Horse and Around, and we'll see you around.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.